What if I told you? More than 120 years ago, a black scholar looked at America and predicted the exact problem the country would still be fighting over a century later. He wrote it down in 1903, and his warning still echoes today. He said, "The problem of the 20th century is the problem of the color line." His name was W.E.B. Du Bois, and the world still hasn't caught up to the truth he spoke. William Edward Burghardt Du Bois was born in 1868 in Great Barrington, Massachusetts, just 3 years after slavery ended in America. The country was supposed to be rebuilding itself,
Hey, Cat!
but the truth was more complicated.
Look at him go!
Freedom had been declared, yet equality was nowhere to be found. Du Bois grew up in a small town where he quickly became known as a brilliant student. His teachers noticed something unusual about him. He didn't just learn fast, he questioned everything. Why were Black Americans treated differently? Why were opportunities so limited? Why did freedom not feel like freedom? Those questions would shape the rest of his life. Du Bois believed something powerful. Education could challenge injustice, so he pursued knowledge with relentless determination. He attended Fisk University. It was there that he truly saw the reality of segregation in the South. For the first time, he experienced the harsh racial divide that dominated American society. But instead of discouraging him, it fueled his mission. Du Bois went on to study at Harvard University, and in 1895, he achieved something historic. He became the first Black man to earn a PhD from Harvard. At a time when many Black Americans were denied even basic education, Du Bois had reached the highest academic level in the country. But he wasn't interested in personal success. He wanted change. In 1903, Du Bois published a book that would change intellectual history forever. The book was called The Souls of Black Folk. Inside this book was a statement that would become one of the most famous lines in American history. Du Bois wrote, "The problem of the 20th century is the problem of the color line." What did he mean? He meant the biggest conflict of the modern world would be race, the divide between Black and white Americans, and the struggle for equality. At the time, many people ignored his warning, but history would prove him right. Du Bois also introduced a powerful idea called double consciousness. He described it like this: Black Americans were forced to live with two identities, one identity as an American and another identity shaped by how society viewed them. It meant constantly seeing yourself through the eyes of others, always aware that the world judged you differently. This idea helped explain the psychological reality of racism, and scholars still discuss it today. Du Bois was not only a scholar, he was also an activist. In 1909, he helped create one of the most important civil rights organizations in history, the NAACP. The organization was built to fight racial discrimination and defend the rights of Black Americans. Du Bois became the editor of the NAACP's magazine called The Crisis. Through his writing, he spoke directly to the nation. His words challenged injustice. His ideas inspired a generation. Not everyone agreed with Du Bois. Another famous Black leader of the time was Booker T. Washington. Washington believed Black Americans should focus on economic progress first. He encouraged accommodation with segregation. Du Bois strongly disagreed. He believed Black Americans deserved full political rights immediately, voting rights, higher education, and equal representation. This debate shaped the future direction of the civil rights movement. Why his warning still matters? Because more than a century has passed since Du Bois wrote his famous warning, but look around the world today. Conversations about race, justice, and equality are still happening. The issues he described did not disappear. In many ways, they evolved. Du Bois understood something that many people refuse to admit. You cannot build a just society while ignoring inequality. Du Bois lived a long life dedicated to knowledge and justice. He died in 1963, just one day before the historic March on Washington. The movement he helped inspire was finally reaching its most powerful moment. Today, he is remembered as a scholar, a historian, a civil rights pioneer, a voice that challenged America to face its own contradictions. But perhaps his greatest legacy is this: he forced the world to confront a truth many tried to ignore. More than 120 years ago, a black scholar warned the world about the color line. History proved that he was right. And maybe the most powerful question we should ask today is this: have we truly solved the problem he warned about, or are we still living inside it? Like, share, and subscribe to Ancient Stories, because the more we tell these stories, the harder they become to erase.